goodness, do you feel more out of place in this world than ever before? I certainly do. As the cool kids say, just wanted to pop on here and tell you about something. Just wanted to pop on. Here I am, popping on. Today, I wanted to have a heart-to-heart with you. Maybe this will be a word for you today. We, as a family, Daniel and I, with our children, as followers of Jesus, we make a lot of decisions and have made a lot of decisions over time. Over my time in college, a time when we were dating one another, a time when we were, engaged, getting married. We made a lot of decisions that didn't make sense to people, that were confusing to people, that were just way outside of the box for people. For instance, not living together before we got married. For a lot of people, that was a puzzling, confusing thing. In my conversations with many different women in many different seasons of life, because I get to walk with so many of you, meet so many of you. I've met so many of you this year, which has been so good, and I hope to meet so many more of you for the next couple of months. This one thing is very prevalent, is how out of place you feel in this world with the decisions that you're making, the countercultural life that you are living. Whether you are in college, whether you are a mother choosing to homeschool her children, whether you are a woman saving sex for marriage and your friends don't understand that at all. This has been a pillar of my life that I want to share with you, because you might be sitting there feeling like totally misunderstood. Your choices confuse everybody. Everybody constantly has something to say about what you're doing that's different, that they don't understand. And you're trying to maybe evangelize and maybe share with people and just explain your beliefs and explain why you're living how you're living or choosing what you're choosing. This was a pillar and has been a pillar of my life since I was a young woman. Accepting and making peace with the fact that I will be misunderstood and surrendering to that. So often throughout my life, people have not understood. And I've tried to share openly here on YouTube or in private conversations with people, different times in my life, whether it's a friend, whether it's a person in class, whether it's a stranger talking with me on an airplane, about why I choose to live a life following Jesus, doing a lot of things differently than the world says are normal. When you make peace with the fact that you do not have to get someone to understand why you are doing it, when you surrender that, it is so powerful. To say, I can share about my beliefs if I want to, we are called to, but I don't have to get this person to understand. I don't have to make this person not confused about why I'm doing what I'm doing. A lot of the times it's not people's business anyway, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. For us, that in a new season of life right now, it is with Zion's schooling. So we prayed, and I talked about this on Instagram. We prayed and we discerned and we toured schools and we had virtual calls, and we decided to enroll him in a homeschool hybrid. So I am his teacher a couple of days a week, and then he goes to this co-op a couple of days a week. And when people ask about him being in school, what are you doing for school? A lot of them do not understand. Sweet elderly neighbors in our neighborhood, they ask about what we're doing for school. Oh, those questions that come up. Oh, how will he socialize? How will he do all these things? And blah, blah, blah. And I have become so at peace over the years with not being understood. This point in my life, it's like, I really don't care if you understand the choices that we're making, because I have made peace with it, with whatever you might think about whatever I'm choosing, because I am choosing the path that Christ has called me on. I am okay with whatever you think about it. And you might say, how do I get there? I want to be at peace with being misunderstood. I want to surrender to the fact that other people's confusion about my choices doesn't matter. Other people's opinions and peanut gallery about my choices doesn't matter. How do I get there? And it was honestly and truly through a lot of dedicated prayer, of sitting with the Lord and asking the Lord to help me grow in confidence in following him, in confidence in walking in that way, in confidence in the face of whatever opinion came up, of whatever misunderstanding came up, that the Lord, just praying that the Lord would help me in the moments where I needed to, in the moments where he was calling me to explain my beliefs well, explaining when it was right and when it was due, or when I felt it necessary to explain and evangelize in the ways that I could, but ultimately for him to give me the confidence to say, Lord, my peace is in you, and I am at peace when I am following what you have called me to, no matter what comes after that. I am at peace with being misunderstood. All of us, each and every single one of us, we were not made for this world. That there's this lack of belonging that I feel here, that he's like, has already told me, you are not going to feel like you belong here because you do not belong here. This is not your eternal home. And the thing that comes after that is it can be very lonely and feel very, very lonely to be misunderstood, to feel like nobody gets me. You always go back. And I always went back, especially in my time at ASU when I was struggling so much with feeling ostracized and misunderstood. You go back, you have to go back to the one who does understand you, and that's the Lord. Is that pulling of your heart to the Lord's heart, for the Lord to be able to speak to you in prayer, to say, I understand. I'm the one who has called you to this. I am here. I am refuge. I am strength. I am shelter. No matter how lonely you may feel in this world, no matter how much you might feel like you don't belong, I am here. And that was what the Lord spoke to me again and again and again, in that feeling of, I make peace with being misunderstood, but this is really hard and this is really lonely. The Lord just meeting me right there to say, I know, and I'm here. And I'm here, and I'm here. And the Lord speaking to me over that time of, this isn't gonna go away. If you keep following me, your whole life will be spent with people not understanding you. And that's okay. And you are going to get more and more and more used to it, which I have over time. It's like a muscle, right? When I was a young girl, when I was 18, 19, 20, and people misunderstood me, you want to get them to understand. You want to help them not be confused. You want to explain yourself well, and you realize in many different ways that some people are just dead set on not understanding, and that's okay. That's just human relationships and relationships with people. Now that we're, choosing to school Zion in this way, when people are like, I don't get it, I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's our choice. It's our child. It's our family. It's God inviting us into what we, have heard from the Lord is best for him. And we do that with confidence, and we do that with joy, and we do that with our heads held high, not living this life like, nobody understands me. It's living with a head held high, saying, maybe really few people understand me, and I'm okay with that because the Lord does. The Lord always does, and always will. That's all for today. If this encouragement was for you, tell me in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Hi, I'm so grateful for all of you who watch my videos. Let me know what you think. And even if you've got examples of this, where you have embodied this in your own life and in your own heart, feel free to leave them. When you guys leave your testimonies and examples and beautiful things, it's just awesome to read. So that's all for today. Talk to you soon. Bye.